So we are all sick. How to get rid of our sickness? Those of you who have purchased this wonderful device is called Aculife iDoc. It's wrong to say that this is iDoc electroacupuncture, because the one that is really, really going to help you doesn't stop with just electroacupuncture. Because the one that will really help you is this little thing that you attach to your device and you clip it onto your earlobes. Wow. 2 years ago, when I first got my first device, and the chairman and everybody, they said, 很好 in Chinese. 很好, very good. I'm like, guys, let's be honest, right? We are all skeptical people, isn't it, right? Especially those people who live in the cities. Because how can this thing just tap, 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 and your many problems will disappear? I mean, it's just doesn't comprehend, right? So typical of me, I have to research, I have to find out. So I got the term, all right, because prior to that is all in Chinese, And what I did was I researched, and this was the early research work that I have put together. All right. First of all, is to explain to people what is this ear clips all about. It's actually transcutaneous auricular vagus nerve stimulator. Transcutaneous, the skin, auricular, the ears, vagus nerve stimulator, right? So before we go into vagus nerve stimulator, this transcutaneous auricular, this TA, is a new thing. Because prior to that, we already have vagus nerve stimulator. But those were implants, like your pacemaker, those were implants. Very limited, very specialized. There were complications, yes. Okay, because they're implants, so yeah, many things that could go wrong with it. Then just recently, they came up with this taVNS, transcutaneous auricular, non-invasive. Wow. It's safe. That's the number one thing, right? If you just put onto your ears and just tap, 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 tap like that, I think a lot of people can see that it is safe, isn't it? It's not going to harm you. But the thing is it going to heal you? Okay, let's look into it. Let's look into it. So, what is our vagus nerve? Then I researched and I found that the vagus nerve is the autonomic nervous system. Like your heart, without the vagus nerve, it will not know how to regulate the heartbeat. Like many things else in your body, it will not know how to regulate itself. Like when you consume the food, the digestive system will automatically work. You cannot tell your heart, hey, don't beat like that, beat slower. Can you do that? You cannot do that, right? With this vagus nerve, look at the nerves. Guys, they are actually about, you'll be surprised. Google it, AI it, around 80,000 nerves. 80,000 nerves. Wow. That's a lot of nerves. If you use an analogy of a computer hardware and software, then the nerves will be the software. Am I right? Or if you look at the wires to make things work, the circuitry board or whatever, these are the wires. So without the software, without the wires, your organs, your heart, your kidneys, your liver, your spleen, your prostate, your everything will not be able to function appropriately. Don't you agree? Okay. So the nerves, they are super important. They are it's not widely spoken, but it's so important, right? the heart, the liver, the lungs, everything cannot function without the nerves. Wow. The vagus nerve, according to WebMD, it will regulate your heart rate, right? It'll give you your taste, speech, skin sensations, all right? Muscle sensation, sorry, immune response, respiratory rate, your blood pressure. Some of you are maybe having high blood now and you don't know why. Mucus production, saliva production, digestion, frequency of urination, very common, mood, right? So these are some of the symptoms. And guys, when you have problems with your vagus nerve, some of these symptoms may show up, but you don't know that they are actually caused by your vagus nerve. So signs that something could be wrong with your vagus nerve could be acid reflux, abdominal pain, bloating, lack of a gag reflex, difficulty swallowing, dizziness, fainting, hoarse voice, wheezing, unexplained weight loss, loss of appetite, feeling full after eating very little food, nausea, vomiting, chronic mood issues or disorders. And on the right-hand side, even to the extent of Alzheimer's and many more. It could be one, two, or combination of many. And let's say you have a few, maybe heartburn, maybe, you call it acid reflux, and then you go to the hospital, and then I don't know which department you should go to. Is it the cardiovascular department or because you feel something here in your heart also, right? Heartburn. And then you go to maybe more than one department, and then they check and they say, oh, nothing wrong, nothing wrong, nothing wrong. Because the organs, nothing wrong. What is wrong are the nerves, okay? So you're like, but I feel the discomfort, I feel the pain. And you go to another hospital, same thing. You go again, same thing. Your bill is getting longer and longer, but still, they haven't fixed you. You know what I mean? And this is true for most people. This vagus nerve stimulation is really a lifesaver for a lot of people. Let me just go on, all right? Let me just go on. Now, here, this article, because, we had COVID, and so I look into it. Vagus nerve inflammation contributes to a condition called dysautonomia in COVID-19. That's why you have long COVID and all those stuff that, happened during that time. And dysautonomia is actually a condition that affects your autonomic nervous system. There are many people during the pandemic, some suffered because of COVID, but some suffered because of the injection. You know what injection I'm talking about, right? What I'm trying to tell you is that our vagus nerve has been damaged. These are problems. They are very real. What are we going to do about it? Well, I would like to convince you to invest in one of these and use this every day. And because the vagus nerve technology, or taVNS, is very new, I cannot depend on the National Institutes of Health. I cannot depend on the, all these medical journals, because they're not there yet. Okay? So thank God, in the last few years, have you all heard of AI? Artificial intelligence, right? You all have heard of what? ChatGPT, am I right? ChatGPT. Now, how many of you have heard of the China version, which is free? It's called DeepSeek. All right? And there are many more AIs to do different functions, but these are the two main ones in the world right now. ChatGPT and DeepSeek. Okay? So let me now show you what these two AI have to say about taVNS? Okay. Now, I got it all in some summary form, but just to show you that I actually did my work, right? By the way, it's free. You can download the app, okay? And you can ask questions like, can taVNS help this and help that? So let me show you now ChatGPT. I'm not going to bore you, don't worry. I'm just going to show you what I have done. So I ask questions like, can taVNS help dementia? And the answer is yes. And I've been showing this and it tell you a lot of research studies and so on, right? So these are all the things that I asked, ChatGPT, tachycardia, yes. And I did a similar thing, right? I did a similar thing with DeepSeek. But the diseases that was kind of confirmed by ChatGPT, I won't ask. I ask others. Okay, you will be blown away. Look at this, DeepSeek. Can taVNS help kidney patients? Of course. The answer is yes, and it gives you a long write up. Okay, so like I said, I won't bore you, but guys, I'm gonna distribute this after this Zoom. I'm gonna distribute to all the groups and also upload to our Facebook group. If you have had to join our Facebook group, please join because it's gonna be there uploaded. So can taVNS help bipolar? Yes. And my God, look at how long this is. Okay, I won't bore you. I won't bore you, but I am going to summarize for you. And let's take our time to look into each and every one of them because it's worth it. All right? It's worth it because many people around the world now are suffering from these diseases. Okay? Let's take a look. Now, first of all, guys, this is ChatGPT. Dementia, anxiety, autistic and ADHD, stroke, tachycardia, Parkinson's disease, hypertension, diabetes, particularly type 2, weight loss, insomnia, tinnitus, ringing of the ear, memory, digestive system, immune system, reduces inflammation, and vertigo. So this is ChatGPT. I've done this many times. Let's take a look at DeepSeek. Wow. Kidney patients. The question is, can taVNS help kidney patients? And the answer is yes, with a whole list of studies, right? Bipolar, liver, arthritis, wow, asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, even your mitochondria, your cells, wow, Alzheimer's disease, diarrhea, eye problems, gout, headache, migraine, heart problems. Heart disease is number one, right? Killer. Erectile dysfunction. Sometimes people refer to it as impotence. Lung problems, mouth ulcers, frozen shoulders, dysmenorrhea, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia, dysautonomia, the very thing that I talk about, right? Caused by the COVID-19 virus, sinusitis, rhinitis, panic disorder, skin problems, spleen, thyroid. I could have missed out, right? Because this is just like one afternoon's work. What I did while I was enjoying my coffee, I just asked all these questions and I summarized them. Wow. If I were you, I'll just invest and buy one of these, cheaper than a cell phone. This will save my life. And it will save yours too. Can you disagree with ChatGPT and DeepSeek AI?